Sometimes when you go to government hospital, society, you are here, you get us sickness. Sometimes if you even go to society's office, the way she keeps her face very formal. This thing when she dey do here, when I think say she dey friendly, go could read her job place first sometimes. If you say I the face, make they look like that, as friendly as it is. And sometimes you will understand why. And I'm not saying she's a bad person at her working place, so please don't get me wrong. But when you go to some government hospitals, you will see how doctors and nurses treat patients. It's terrible. It doesn't show value for work. It doesn't show value for life or for life. It shows sloppy work. It shows negligent. You are very negligent. You are not. You don't care about it. We have experienced some of these things, haven't we? You will go there the way they want or gas down. Somebody will be shedding blood. There's no urgency to the whole thing. I don't know if we get it. Now a lawyer is giving a brief to prepare court documents to file in representing a client. Instead of the lawyer to work on it expeditiously, he takes all the time. And probably he has viewed for the urgency that the work will take. Or a lawyer who is representing a client who is standing trial for a rape case. Perhaps this client never committed rape, but the evidence has been concocted in such a way that you will not disbelieve the fact that this person committed it. And instead of the lawyer to put his act together, he has to wait till the morning of the day of the case to start drafting his cross-examination questions, to start even studying the file. How can you then put up a proper representation for this person? It shows sloppy work. It shows shoddy work. You are a tech bro or a tech sis, and a client gives you a job. You don't put your heart to it. You don't apply yourself to it. What comes out when you do your graphic design is next to an apology. And this is not because you do not know how to do the job. You know, sometimes it is because the person is still learning, isn't it? The other times it's because you just want to do it haphazardly. You type God instead of the God to come out as God, it's coming up as it's not adding up. Everywhere you look around the whole piece is looking anyhow. Sloppy work. When you do work, do it well. Because that work is a way to show glory to what? God. It doesn't just establish your excellence as an excellent person. It is a way to bring glory to the name of God. Do we get it? So don't be sloppy. Now let us identify something. Sometimes the temptation to be sloppy comes, whether we admit it or not. Even I myself who is speaking here, there are times when I'm drafting maybe a motion. Let me not bamboozle you with legalism. What I'm saying is I'm trying to file a court paper. I know that if I want to come out with something very solid, that even me, have you done a job that maybe you can't carry that job come to because it's now you produce this thing. You go to marvel at yourself. I'm sure we have been in that place ourselves before, but I go come carry my own thing while I work, come read them. Then I'll come talk something for outside. Some of us don't understand outside. When somebody say Kutuma Broba, that means you don't do the highest. I go say I mean go heal myself by myself. I say this God where this thing don't die. I need to tell myself by myself. Have we all been there before? When we do something I will say, anybody went for this, that means the person I know where. You understand? When you do that kind of job, when you do a good job, you know, right? Nobody needs to tell you, go not say all you do. That is where we should be targeting. Sometimes when I'm trying to work, I'm like, this thing, I don't talk, waiting this job needs again. I don't talk, I don't cite cases, and I don't research. Meanwhile, you're supposed to go in depth. And in research, maybe for example, in citing the case, I just put an auditor, one paragraph or line of what the judge said to try to convince the judge before whom I will have the case before. Instead of me to be more in-depth in my work. Because you can go before that judge and the judge is telling you, but have you read the orbiter of another justice in that same case? Because you didn't do your research, you cannot defend whatever it is the judge that's sitting on the other side of the hall is telling you about. It shows that you are not, it shows the poverty of your research work. So we must avoid sloppy work so that we do not bring embarrassment to the name of our Lord. I see that my time is fast running out, so I'll quickly rush through the next subheadings we have. 5 kinds of work that God blesses. Number 1, diligent work, which we have talked about. We will not go into much detail. Diligent work, God blesses that work. Passionate work, God blesses such work. Faithful work. Matthew 25:23. God commends faithfulness in work. You must be faithful in your work. Don't be the kind of person that they will give a task and they will say, turn this in the next 24 hours. It will take you another 78 hours to turn an in. It can happen, but you should not now adopt a character as such. Do we understand? Let it not be in your character that every time when they send work, you say, turn this in 24 hours. So they don't say your 24 hours now next 2 days afterwards. It can be a one-off thing, which is fine because we all are not at the peak of our performance levels at all times, whether we like it or not, isn't it? So it can be a one-off, but don't be known for it. Be the type that if they tell you to deliver a task 100 times, at least 90 times out of the 100, you are on point, right? You will be the most reliable, you will be the most credible. You don't dey work for company where some people they leave that company. E be like say the company go fold. People go dey mourn, people dey cry. Have you ever been in that kind of setting? And some go dey go, wetin go dey there now? Make they go, abeg. It shows the value of the work that those people that are living, people that appreciate it, it shows their value of work. It tells a story. Also, another kind of work that God blesses is what? Excellent work. That's the number 4th work. Why do we work? As a Christian, we must remind ourselves 3 basic points why we work. Number 1, hard work is a major part. Why must we work hard? Number 1, hard work is a major part of God's plan for your life. Like I said, many times we think the reason why we work in this life or we even work hard is because of the cost that God made on man. Say, cost is the ground for your sake. So many times, even me, before I got to have a different perspective through educating myself, I was like, this word says, not so special, especially maybe on the days where you don't work hard, the result no show. How do they even say it? There's this thing there's how we say it, that no be talk, show waiting, working. No be so. We go say no be talk, show working. So on the days where you don't go do talk everywhere, but working no show, you can't ask yourself, say, this word says, why Adam and Eve go sin? If no before them, I for even come out today, that day working no show, now they can't remember Adam and Eve. The day where working show, you go carry yourself, go sit down for, what is it they call them? You go sit down for Ibadan Amala, how they call them? Go chop brocoto, chop all those things. They see this one, they smile. I don't catch you today. So now wait till they do with that. So on those days, you begin to think that the cost is what made for you to be working hard. But no, like we have said, God gave work to man to do. And not just normal work, but hard work. The Bible says, even before God created man, he had work for him to do. So let us keep that in mind as a reminder of why we work hard. Number 2, hard work leads to the good life. Many men are desperately searching for the good life, but not all want to work hard for it. In Ecclesiastes 3:12-13, King Solomon recognized hard work as a key to a satisfying life. He observed that it is good for a man to find satisfaction in his labor because it is a gift of God. Solomon knew that the very experience of reaping the fruits of diligent labor was a blessing from the Lord. It can bring meaning, purpose, and happiness to one's life. So when we work hard and the results start to show, you will be happy about it, isn't it? You will be happy about it. Another thing embedded in this second point as to why we must work hard. Have you ever worked so hard that the results no show, but you feel that you are living a purposeful life? Have you ever had that feeling? I would like to think some of us have, isn't it? Because many times there was this matter I had sometime, I think it was in March. There was an SCN on the other side. I, of course, am not an SCN. So the SCN came And some of these SNs can be quite rude. You know, when an SN is talking, you didn't interrupt the SN, the SN will take all the time in the world. Then when it is now your turn to talk, you are now talking. Maybe the point you are making is one very vital point that will counter what you said. You now say, my Lord, I'm on my feet. This counsel is a junior counsel. Sit down. He will not tell you like that. And some of us, we get agility for them. I will not query him. When he's done talking, I'll say, my Lord, when the learned SN was talking, I kept quiet. It is my time to speak. I think it should be the one to sit. You are quiet and you say it like that. The third, of course, will agree with you that learned SN. Of course, you will not shout at him because I SN. Learned SN, you have had your bite on the cherry. Allow counsel to speak. I never win with that. Those days, when, for example, using that case, I don't want to go into the detail of the case, but I had my gunpowder dry. They made a very bad mistake in something that they drafted. They didn't realize it. Meanwhile, I saw it, and I knew that they would not have an opportunity again to correct it because we are going to adopt what we had found. So what I simply did was, I waited. I adopted my first document. They adopted theirs. Then once they adopted theirs, because the law is that once you have adopted, you cannot correct it again. And I stood up, I told the prophet, my Lord, that is the mistake they have made on their document. And by virtue of the rules of this court, because of that mistake, the entire document cannot even be considered by the court. So that was when the SN announced to say, hey, no, I should not go there. I should not. The judge now said, allow me to finish now. When I finished, the SN was now trying to make an amendment to what he had already adopted. The court now told him that, but you know the rules, let SN. The man was, you know this thing that they say, he explained tire. He explained tire evidence 2 days. In my mind, I just left him and the judge to be arguing. When they finished, my brothers and sisters, I went back home that day. Till now, the ruling has not been delivered. The ruling has not been delivered. But I went back home that day feeling like a fulfilled man. On that day, see, even Samuel, if he's in a convoy, you know, feel waiting at you. Do you understand? I felt like I had lived my dream. Do you understand? That purpose that comes with the fact that for that day you know that you did something. That hard work that produces that work you did. You will be feeling it. Nobody tell me I reach out that day as I go house, I talk to one supermarket. What do they call this new supermarket that's spreading around everywhere in Lagos now? Bokumo, they don't open one near my side. I enter there, buy Hollandia, I can't go put inside my freezer. I on gel, 12 midnight. I carry and open them. I don't open for glass, I drink them. I carry the food for my table, cross leg. Only me, I just feel myself inside house. Do you understand? You are feeling the purpose of living, of working. So that is how it should be. Understanding that hard work leads to the good life. You may not have arrived there, but for those small successes, those are what will now make the grand scheme bigger at the end of the day. So please understand that hard work made a few person. Let us see, it is this worldly idea that is now pervading round the world, and sometimes even to those of us who are in the church, to say soft life. Soft life is good, but our understanding of soft life is a misconceived one that the world is trying to give us. Soft life no mean say you no go work hard. The soft life na when you don't work hard, then the evidence don dey come. No be church again. Evidence don show. We understand wetin I dey talk. In that time, you know that you are now living out the evidence of your hard work. So work hard, my people. Work hard. It doesn't kill. It only makes you stronger and it makes you appreciate better the results of your labor. Hard work also leads to both temporal and eternal reward and success. In Proverbs 6, verse 6 to 11, Solomon warned, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and your poverty will come in like a vagabond, and your need like an armed man. Anytime I read that passage of the Bible, if I dey feel lazy, the way I dey stand up from bed, this thing dey make fear catch me. I don't know if anybody dey think I'm like that. Those times when I will just try to lazy about, I'll be like that. There's still, especially during weekends. Friday night will come, I will say, I just come back from work, make I rest. Saturday will come, I will say, evening still dey now. Evening go come, I go say, tomorrow after church now, Sunday still dey. Then when Sunday come, I come tell myself, say, I go wake up very early in the morning now. Then if I can't remember this passage of the Bible, the speed why I dey stand up from bed, I dey carry one kind speed stand up. Even if I no go do work, make I just dey look laptop, carry bundle of documents, go inspire me. You know, there are some thoughts you will have, especially of where you are coming from. One senior lawyer who is an Idoma man, he's not an SCN yet, but he applied for SCN early this year. I got grace, he will get it. We went for a dinner in a Eco Hotel sometime late last year to celebrate somebody who is also an Idoma man that was made an SCN last year. So they now asked him to make a speech. He now said that for we that are Idomas, where we come from, that it is hard to see Idomas who are very wealthy. Remember, I did not use successful, who are very wealthy. You now say the reason why that is once an Idoma man, an average Idoma man, gets small money, he will be very relaxed because an average Idoma man just wants to take care of himself, his wife, make them just chop food. Once he is able to do that, he is relaxed. He doesn't feel inspired. For example, an Nnewi man in Anambra, he can buy the whole computer village and you want to cross an inch of your land into his land, inch like this, he go fight you. He go fight you, collect your own. And I hope I'm an Anambra person is not here. I want to say something. But even if you did, I will still talk about. See, an Anambra person, an average Anambra person can go the extreme just to make sure they make wealth for those of them who know they fear God. Then the one where they fear God, they're not going to go the extreme, but they go near the extreme. You understand? They go reach. Now, what I'm saying is that the man then said, that's this Idoma man now said, that is why anytime you see an Idoma man that understands that he has to make more money than what is normally comfortable, he goes extra, especially for those of them that knows what poverty means. You know the poverty where they say, for my language, you know what they call poverty for my language? Make I call them for my language. If you don't understand them, but when I call them, you appreciate them, they call them eha. Eha. That is the thing hold you for anger. You know poverty where they say, see, you never see poverty. You never see. When you say people poverty way bad. He bad. The man, he said when he was growing up that he said he didn't want to apply for ACL. That it was when some other person now told him that apply for this ACL and that okay, if Nami get what you get, all this. He now said when that person told him that if Nami get what you get, after that apply for this. That was when the thing now came out of the time. He now said that true. Imagine say you get wealth, but you don't realize say you don't reach like that. They now started pointing to him that see that man, he no get rich what you get. He never gets your kind of advancement for the legal profession. But you can see that he has become an SCN. So he said he never thought about the SCN thing that he's waiting concerning him and SCN. That nothing concerned him. Until he now realized that, oh, this thing, somebody spoke to him and said, oh, this thing I can do it. And he applied for it. And like I said, by God's grace, he will get it. What am I saying? Don't be a slumber. Don't be a sluggard. Don't be a lazy person. We know talk to make you go work hard to yourself. But at those critical moments when you know that you are being lazy, you know, when you get lazy, they know it. Personally, they tell you. Once you are lazy, you know. Don't be a sluggard. Not just day like that. You will postpone things unnecessarily. It happens to all of us. But once you realize you're in that state, remember this passage that says, a little sleep. Not be much sleep, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. And your poverty will come like a what? Vagabond. And your need. Imagine when your need comes to you like an armed man. Your need carry gun put for your head like this. May it not happen to us in Jesus' name. But it doesn't end on the amen. Work hard. Number 3, hard work is an act of worship. When we work hard, we set the stage for worshiping God. Romans chapter 12 verse 1 urges us to offer ourselves as living sacrifices to God as true and proper worship. One way to worship God in your daily life is through your work. Already we have seen that in Colossians 3:24-25. And that work must be done diligently. It is the diligence of the work that you do that then makes you to worship God through the job or through the work. No matter your job, your role, or your responsibility, every day presents you with an opportunity to worship God by doing your work unto Him. I have some few things to say here that I will respect the time given to me. Isaiah, I will not go further before you come and push me. You know you are a very tall man, as against me who is a very short man. So you come and push me out of here very soon. I want to also add two things before I go. I've avoided some things, but perhaps I can improve on this slide and then share it so that we can read through. Number one, hard work does not mean to stress yourself. In fact, it is important that as you work hard, you find time to rest. Remember that na person wey work hard na him dey rest. If you never work hard, wetin you wan rest for? The Bible says God works, and then on the seventh day he what? Rested. No dey rest unnecessary, no dey sleep anyhow. Especially our men. No dey do like say work, especially now that we are young. See you know say na recently I come realize say I don dey old. Truly, do you know why? I saw some of you know one of my brothers. His name is Japheth. Japheth is my fourth sibling. 3 people follow me before him. Forget saying Ghana be there for Facebook like tough man. He's a very young man. Japheth, he was lifting something up some time ago. He can't lift the thing up. I can't flash back. So when I did like I was slightly younger than him, I was also doing those things. But I tried to do that same thing now. It took me some difficulty. In my mind, I felt that thing was not as hard. But when I tried it, I figured that through strength, no day like before again. It became like a realization. And as every day passes, that is how we grow older. Let us know it. Time no day. Anything when you do now as you young, do am now. So when I see, initially I want the kind of job he's doing is very stressful. Katina knows the job. In fact, if you overdo it, on Saturday they go work. Sunday after church, they go work. I wanted to tell him at some point that go rest. But something struck me that waiting somebody age one day rest unnecessary. You should work because old age will come when you go rest. No be so. He will rest normally, he will sleep at night. I'm not saying he should kill himself. But if he can work, and especially when he has to do the job and he'll be paid overtime, why not? Isn't it? Why not? I'm not saying go and kill yourself in working, but work now that you are young. That's why the Bible says, worship the Lord your God in the days of what? Your youth. Because now when you're young, you feel they do all these things that they tear all this head. They come weekly activity. Monday, Wednesday, some practice on Saturday. My brother, my sister, when you don't be old, the strength will be there again. Now we fit do all those things. So let's do it. But as we do it, let us avoid burnout because it is real. What do we mean by burnout? You dey work, you say, I want to make all the money. You can't work finish, can't go for concert. Or something can happen to you. No, that's not what we are saying. Reward yourself occasionally. So when you know that you have done very good work, you are successful at it. Maybe you are not even successful at it, but you know you have done very good work. If you get the money, carry yourself, go La Campagne Tropicana. Go all those places where they for Lekki. If you get the money, go stand here, carry your leg, put for table, cross and carry glasses here for eye. Wear singlet, may breeze will blow you, open your hand like this. If you have the money, do it. Make I tell you now, I never get the money, but I dey plan to go Comoros Island. I don't write for my checklist all the thing I do. Have those kind of and don't do it as lavish lifestyle. Use it as a reward for yourself when you achieve a major milestone. You understand? Enjoy yourself when you need to. Not be all those kind of enjoyment where they say Friday reach now, you go put TGIF. Now every Friday night you enjoy. Wait till you achieve that week where you go to TGIF. So reward yourself for the hard work. Don't just make it a lifestyle till you want to go spend money, to blow money, to do unnecessary things. Reward yourself so that as you enjoy, you will say this thing, I work hard for am. Take yourself out. You may not go to all the most expensive places, but the one that you can do, go out. Only by yourself, or maybe with people who you value. Make una relax, enjoy. Spend one whole day by the sea. You understand? Play by the river bank. Enjoy. That's how to reward yourself and avoid burnout. Conclusion: work is an act of worship. By integrating our faith into our professional lives, we can transform our daily work into a form of worship. We become living examples of Christian values, inspiring others and making a positive impact on our world. Remember, your work matters to God. And when done with dedication, integrity, and compassion, it becomes a powerful way to glorify Him. May the Lord bless His word in Jesus' name. Sorry, I think say this is where they write give me a time of the 1 year. I hear say please repeat point three. Point three in where? Sorry. I don't talk so many point three. I don't know which point three. Okay. Question and answer. Okay, good evening, brother. Once again. Join me taking to Nathaniel for a wonderful teaching he has given us today. The topic, the role of hard work and diligence. So this is the question and answer section. For my left hand side, is there any question? It's my right. Any question? You want for so please for my right hand side, can I see people on that? 1, 2, 3. For the sake of our time, please do not be able to answer all that question. We just take 4 questions. So please, can you the mic please go all of that? Good evening, gentlemen.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your teaching. My question is follow on the diligence. So, at what extent do we answer that maybe they are not seeing the diligence they are doing, so they are not seeing what they are doing. So, you now decide to say that I do not do anything. Let us leave it there. Maybe since they are not seeing it. For example, let me use myself as an example. The person I'm working, they even give me award the best diligence about the year last year. And these people, and they are sitting on my progress inside me. What that
They are sitting on your
my own progress. I mean, they don't want me to go far.
okay.
Yeah, my progress. They don't want me to go far, but there are some benefits that I will be getting. They will use my name and then portray on that, and for the benefit I will not get it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they are keep doing it. Sometimes they only go check the picture, they just post it on the platform that I am not. And it's alright that I will not screenshot and say, I see what to do, but I will not see the money. Honestly, I will not see the money.
White
And
elephant project.
I'm doing the work, and I'm not seeing even the one that I'm supposed to collect. I'm not collecting. They will use my picture, put there, and collect it because I was not talking.
Okay.
So they feel like, no, be all like that. You know, go say anything. All of it. So that is a thing. At work, when I don't say, okay, I'm not doing anything. I'll just do my own job description. The one that is made for me, I'll just do. The other one that is not made for me, I'll just, if they say, I'll just, I cannot do that one. That is not my job description.
My brother. It's hard. And I can imagine how painful it is. Perhaps I haven't experienced something as extreme as that, but I can imagine how painful it is. The first method I will advise for such a thing to be countered with, especially as we are discussing as Christians, Abi, and our discussion is what we should execute or exemplify out there. You should seek audience with your management. Attempt it. Maybe not with your management, but your direct line supervisor or the person you are directly accountable to. You should have such a person. Speak to the person I understand sometimes it may not be easy because maybe na that person go, na him dey collect the thing. But nothing stops you from speaking to the person. And we are not talking about go dey for you to go and be doing any by you. That's not what we are saying. Not protest. Call the person. Now let me give an example with my first boss that I worked with. There was a time I made a mistake about something I was supposed to draft. I didn't draft it. In fact, I drafted the very opposite. They said application to use in challenging an appeal. Something, it's not challenging an appeal. I forgotten what the thing was about. But it was supposed to be. So in law, when you say application, there's a way it goes. It's not like how you draft, yes, sir, I apply to. That is not the application. But the way the wordings of that law was couched, I thought it was the kind of application of yes, sir. So me, I now went to do DSR to the registrar and gave her the draft. She now saw it and she didn't tell me anything. And there was a girl, Damilola also, I think, who was employed. She was my junior by like 3 years. And she was just employed like 2 weeks prior. So she now called Damilola and told Damilola that this is what you have to do. Like she showed her the templates of what she's supposed to do it. My work or the work I did. She then did not tell me that what I did was wrong. Then told Damilola to do it and gave her a template. Remember, she didn't give me a template. She just asked me to do, and I had never done any such thing before, even though I am older than Damilola. But that's not like in terms of age at the bar, right? But because that was not a common thing to do, it wasn't something I had ever done. So when I observed she gave it to Damilola, I then went to her office respectfully and said, "Ma'am, I do not think it is fair that for something that I didn't do correctly, you took the job from me and gave it to Damilola. I think you could have given me the hint of what to do, just like you gave Damilola, and I would do better." To be honest, how I said it now is what I said. Of course, my face was not looking as happy as I was gloomy, and I said this to her in her own office. So she was on, once, as I was saying this, a call came on her phone, and she dismissed me with her hand that I should go. So when she finished the call, she called me back to her office, and she said, "Don't you ever walk into my office to challenge my decisions again. You may now leave." Dismissed me again. Of course, that wasn't a very, in my opinion, that wasn't a proper way to handle it. Even with all that you see, with all this thing I'm telling you that I experienced in that office, till tomorrow, if you like, come tell me say na some buffer law practice, 90 my papa, I go still love that office because whatever it is that I am today, they made me. Then give me the knowledge. I don't come out here, but I still dey use the knowledge. Yes, that's an aside. Coming back to your question. Now I make the approach. Did it yield the result? No. But I had approached respectfully. And it has been imprinted in the mind of the management that this person no like this thing. Do you understand? Now, if you do that and it doesn't yield a result, the choice is left for you really as to whether you want to continue staying there or not. If you decide to stay, my brother, you must continue to do diligent work as a Christian. Oh, you understand? Remember, we are not talking about worldly standard. The worldly standard will say, as I don't want to do the right thing now, you ma focus only on your job description. If they tell you say do A, do A. If they don't talk say when you write Obi is a girl, put full stop. You go just write Obi is a girl, you don't go put full stop because they don't talk say put full stop. Would that be diligent work? Remember, the work you are doing is unto who? God. So if you cannot continue there and do your work diligently, you better leave here so that you do not see the day of God. Because when you do contrary wise, that means you are not doing the proper work you're supposed to do, and you would have seen because you are not doing the job as unto God. It is hard, but I will not tell you otherwise, my brother Emmanuel. Because if I tell you any other thing, I don't talk with no day Bible. And they say I don't come to preach heresy to now. You understand? Even me, it may not be easy for me to do what I'm saying I will do, but as Christians, that is the standard. And that is how we ought to live, right? That is how we ought to live. So there are two things involved to answer the question finally. You are either living or staying. If you choose to stay, you must continue to do what? Your diligent work. Pending when God opens another way for you to get a better job. Thank you. Simon, can we have a question?
Good evening, Church. My question is, how do you sustain diligence if the work environment is one that is against you in diligence? Like you're putting in your best, you're doing everything you can, but management policies just one that does not.
Policy, all that they are
For example, my workplace, we run shift morning and we run shift in my workplace, and as it is right now, we don't have functional intercom. You can't stay in your unit and call another unit. That's number one. Number two, we don't even have the mobile line. We don't have it. Number three, initially, I decided to use my phone to make calls. If I have your number, I will call you. If I know you're on duty. But recently now, the fact is that you're not able to use your phone when you're working. I don't have a problem with that. My aircon is don't reimburse me. Patients coming. There's an emergency. You need information to work. Nobody told them before they went through. If the system is down, in fact, there are some people that come in and they don't even bother, like the lab. You know the system is down, currently running maintenance on the system, and they won't tell you. So that at least someone that has an emergency said, okay, we can't attend to the emergency right now. Then you would have registered the patient, they've gone to the information when you now tell them go back for refund. Refund takes 4 weeks. We talk about it, 4 weeks is too long. They say it's 4 weeks they can do. And you do this in the night, some people will go and sleep, they leave their offices. Me, when I'm at the front that I sit there. And then you're telling me to climb up for every patient that come in. And sometimes they're all to the night till about 3 a.m. They're sitting down. They're not standing up at all. Because someone is always coming. And you're telling me to stand up and go and call one of those things. And the nurse must go to the phone for scan, CT or MRI. I have to go up and call the nurse. When I'm done, I'll go and to one doctor somewhere. Or I'll go and call a porter to come and carry a patient that cannot walk. It doesn't even make sense. And then you talk to them about we do media appraisal. I put it on my comment. Recommendation. At least give us a form of communication. We can't work at the front desk if we don't have a means of communication with people. If I don't have information to work, I can't even deliver the best. Because you come and you ask me a question, I'm feeling like one day. Every day they report us that place. Even this evening, just by left work like this, I talk so. So how do you sustain that diligence? That's number one. Number two, I want you to talk about this statement. Smart work beats hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister. I can imagine how that feels. And I know, sorry, I'm going to say this. I know one time when I came to your office, I think I have witnessed something, I can't exactly remember now, but I know it was a bit of, is it a rank? Well, I could know rank or it's too big a word, but something was off. I can't remember now. I can't remember. I think that was how many years ago now. So, anyway, so I can imagine from that episode, I can imagine what it was. So for what I would say, for the ones that are the issues that you have explained, for example, like the one where machines are not working, telecoms are not working, that is not under your control. Remember what the Bible says about it being at peace with all men. It says, though that is not the topic, I'm just making an analogy. It says, as much as is within what your power, that one is what you can do. Of course, you know that there are people that, if you like, carry the one with your power and carry the one with your your own power, not your own power. They will not want to be at peace with you, isn't it? But this one is not within your power, right? Apparently, how much you are not doing humanitarian work for you to carry your money and go and buy telecom for the company. You are working so that you can make money to take care of yourself and not be idle like the Bible says, to help yourself and even help others. I bet you are even using more of your salary for other people than yourself. Now, I'm assuming. Now, if that is the case, you cannot use your money to repair telecom and all of that. So that is not within your power. But for the one that is within your control, for example, patients come and you have to go and call the nurse. Sorry, I understand. Especially when you have to maybe go through you people's 3-story building or is it 2-story for 99 times in a night. And then you now come out, you don't now sleep. I don't know how many of you I don't see eye to eye when to do night duty. Especially the night duty where she no sleep. If you see her in eye in the night when she did sleep and she was at work, you'll be pitying the lady, right? It shows that, I mean, you may not be at work with her, but you know that this one don't go through something. I would say that for the one that you will have to go and call, your health, your space is the health space, lives. That's 1 second you may miss in trying to go and call somebody. Maybe what will make a difference for the person. Now, it is not always going to be easy for you. But what would diligence mean in that kind of situation? To do as is within your power. So far, you don't go faint while you decline the step. So far, you know, go take your life away. My dear, you have to continue to do it in the manner as the Bible requires, and that is the diligent manner, as unto God, as unto God, as unto God. Always remember, see, that should be the phrase, as unto God, as unto God. Remember, Paul suffered what he suffered in trying to spread the gospel because it was service unto who? God. He went in a ship, shipwreck happened. Did it deter him? The answer is no. He come out from shipwreck, viper across his leg. He deter him? No. He reached one city, they flog him, almost left him for dead. Did it deter him? Is no. If you ask me, maybe me where they won't preach it, only that shipwreck alone, I go say, God, wow, this thing, it be like say, we go think am again. But what the Bible expects of us is diligence. Diligence as unto God. And if we must do it like that, then it means that for every person that comes and you have tried to call the person from upstairs, the person no reach, you will have to go. It will annoy you, it will frustrate you. But once you begin to look at it as unto God, you see that as unto God, it nullifies those things that will not annoy you. Do we understand? It will make you, when they vex with people again. Do we appreciate the point I'm making? Once you begin to look at it as unto God, things no go they weigh you down that easily. So please keep that in mind always. It will not be easy, but God who has called you to that work will give you the strength to do the work. Please always keep it up. And if you know that this is overwhelming you, you may now start thinking of how to pause from there, how to live there. Start making your plans gradually, putting things in place gradually. And God who sees your heart will grant your request. So far, it is in alignment with His way for you. And that will be it. Then your other question was smart work beats hard work. I think the context of that statement doesn't defeat the essence of hard work. Because even in smart work, there is hard work. Do we understand? Let me make an example. I want to carry this example as a few now. How many of you know my old laptop? You of all people, you know my old laptop. That means you don't insult me well for your mind. I don't expect you now. Daniel Obente, maybe Daniel Okun. Daniel Obente even use that insult me with the laptop one day.